Beneath the lies that cast us stand down, room of fathers, I have to be passive. I live trying to survive, is not beneath the sky, in a place where we can hide. Close our lives, we'll Oceans calling us, its whispers in a breeze, an ancient melody. Just touch, spare us from. The oceans calling, its whispers in a breeze, an ancient melody that sets our spirits free into the abyss. Dark light, comes around. Dive in the truth, Messiah, take the control, Pariah. Dive in the truth, Messiah, take control, Pariah. The ocean's calling us into the abyss. Until day of us, we're gonna stand it up and we're gonna take it down. The ocean's calling is whispers, an ancient melody that sets our spirits free into the abyss. Stuck in beneath your words, it can't last and low. Dive in, the truth, life and a lie. I'm stuck in the ocean, and I can't let myself go sink into the ground. I've lost all emotion for everyone that swore they'd never let me drown.
What is up, everyone? It is Hump Day, and that means it's another episode of Banger Wednesday. As you can see, I have a bunch of great bands in Discord with me, and then I have all of you here in the Twitch chat. If you enjoyed those tracks coming into the show, you can find every single one of them on the official Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. Excuse me. Had someone hop into my Discord and it threw me off my roll here. But yeah, so if you like those bands and if you happen to enjoy the bands that play tonight, you can also find them on the official playlist after tonight's show. Every band that shows up on the show lives on that playlist. If you want to show them love and you don't know where to find them, they are there. Click on them and you can go directly to their Spotify's. And with that said, how's everyone doing tonight? You guys in Discord are welcome to say hi. You guys in chat, go ahead, speak up.
Hey.
Hey. All right. Hi. You guys in chat, go ahead, speak up.
Hello.
Hey. I heard myself. That's funny. All right. So, with that said, everyone in Discord, go back muted. I don't want to talk to you anymore. All right. We're going to go hop straight into it. I got Contortion here, and I got Stone and Andy in Discord with me. So, why don't you guys unmute, give us a little bit of a background into your band, give us some insight into this track you guys sent me. You know, just give us a little something to chew on before I cue it up for us, okay?
100%. So we're out of Southern California. We claim LA, but we kind of all live all over the map when it comes to this area. We've been touring a lot the past couple of years and spent a good deal of the COVID lockdown time to work on this new record that we're dropping next month, actually on the 16th. And this song that we brought to you is from that record. Because everybody had so much downtime, I took it upon myself while working on this album to call out a bunch of friends and a lot of favors for this album. And so this we got quite the stacked guest list for this record. For this song in particular that we're going to be listening to, Failure Is Not an Option. I got my buddy Riley McShane, who up until very recently was the lead singer of Allegiant, to sing on it with me. And I called out my buddy Belisario from Cattle Decapitation and my good friend Matt from Matt Wanamaker, who used to perform with Mower, to also throw down on some pretty sick solos and a couple of lead parts, which is kind of the 50% of our upcoming record is a lot of amazing guest artists from tons of bands that most everybody has heard of. And they helped bring a new edge and a new something to what we were trying to cultivate on this record. And so it's a absolute work of art, and we're extremely excited to share it with the world.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have me excited because I do recognize some of those bands. So that's really cool. I love bands that like to collaborate because I think whenever you get multiple talents together in a room, you can do some really awesome stuff. So I'm kind of excited to hear this now. Is Andy still with us in Discord? Did he want to say anything? I know I hear Discord going in and out. I don't know if that's him or not. Is that Andy?
Don't see him on the
Okay.
the little screen here anymore. He
Okay. Might have been him. Okay. I wanted to give him a chance to talk, but he may have dropped. No. Technical
he's got
difficulties.
A baby moshing all over him right now, so the baby might have hung up on us.
Awesome. Hey, that's all right. It's all good. You're here with us. I got this track ready to go. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop over that way and let's check out this track. This is Contortion. Oh, and let me throw this in. He sent a music video, so we get to watch something. So make sure you're paying attention to the screen. We have Contortion, and this is Failure Is Not an Option. Here we go. All right, all right, all right. That's Contortion, everyone. And if it's your guys' first time joining the show, I play the tracks from start to the very last second. So if it seems like I'm just letting this track hang there for a minute, that's what I'm doing. I let it go all the way down to 0. So, Contortion, unmute. I do have questions in chat, and I have some questions from myself. So let's see. I did see my friend Bo. He pointed out that it reminded him of some Unearth with grindcore. I can see that. Um, let's see. All right, I do have some questions about guitars. Did you guys do DI or were these amped guitar cabinets? What did you guys do
We
there?
did two different. They were definitely amped. One of them was the Mesa Triple Rec, and then another one that we had done was the Kemper that I guess like modulates and creates like something of a uh, Mesa sound. But I think we tweaked on it because I remember we were trying to get something to contrast the Mesa sound, but not too much. And if I remember correctly, we went with something like a what's his name, Lynch, the guitar player, something that kind of gave us a little bit more stab. So we had the one guitar with a lot of beefy end, and the other guitar with a little bit more crunch and attack to it.
Right, right, yeah, yeah, definitely. I like that thinking. I do a similar thing with my guitars as well. You kind of don't want both of them to sound exactly the same because then it's like, well, why do you even have two guys playing two guitars if it's going to sound the same? Yeah, so that's great. Mesa's always a good choice. They're a great monster amp for a reason. You know, they present some really good rectified gain and whatnot. So great choices. I do see there were some questions about, tuning. What tuning were you guys in on those guitars?
On this song, we tuned to C sharp, which was kind of our run for the entire last album. But on this album, we bounced back and forth between C sharp standard and drop A.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there's a lot of guttural, really low end bouncy shit on the album. But this one, I mean, I started writing this song originally. This took me 10 years to write. So I started writing this back in like 2009 and was pushing for a real proggy sound. And every time I looped back around and I would try to write something new to it. It never felt right. So I would put it on the back burner. And then another couple years later, I would think I'd have something for it. And so the song essentially got stitched together little piece by piece by piece over time, and finally came full circle. I think the last riff I wrote for it was actually the verse riff, which really culminated into everything like matching up just right and felt like this is how this song should be played.
Yeah, and it's funny. We talked about something similar on one of the previous episodes. We called it the riff graveyard. You would have a riff, you would start building on. All of a sudden, it's like, okay, we need to throw this over here for a minute, move on, and then you come back to the graveyard, resurrect it, and start working on it again. And sometimes it actually completes, sometimes it never does, and it's in the graveyard. So obviously, yours has been in and out of the graveyard for a while. So you said what, 10 years or so? Working on it?
10
That's
years,
crazy.
man. Yeah, I finally finished it in 2019 and was really stoked on it. And I brought it over to Andy's because we have a studio at Andy's house, and who I think finally rejoined the conversation. It looks like that might be him. Um, and we tweaked on the last little tidbit things and how to like flow from one piece to another and just did like the basic click track or backing, like simple drum track stuff, and then had the producer help us dial it in and the drummer add all his flares and everything. And it was a monster of a piece to work on, and far and away one of our most intricate works on the album.
Yeah, and you actually answered one of the chat questions with that comment. They were asking if you guys did it in a home studio or if you went to a big commercial studio, but you answered that. Andy, I don't know if you're with us or not. Did you want to chime in on any of that, or Stone, whichever?
I don't know if Andy can hear us.
Okay,
He's so
okay.
quiet over there.
No worries, but go ahead.
So the album was done Originally, all our works we do it ourselves first, and then that way we have the front to back, and then we send it off to whomever we're going to work with. With this album, though, we ran through a plethora of producers and studios. So the first round, the first like 4 songs that we had recorded for it, we went to my buddy Darian Rundle, who works with like Suicidal Tendencies and Dawkins and a few other big name bands. And he helped us dial in the first like 3 or 4 songs for the record. For that song and a couple others, we went to my friend Frank down in San Diego, Frank Torres, and he records a lot of bands out of San Diego, and does live sound mostly for big name touring acts that come through the area. But eventually, the last few songs for the record, and the person who ends up polishing off everything and making it all sound like one unified thing was Josh Gilbert from As I Lay
As I
Dying.
Lay Dying.
Yeah, he produced Light the Torch, Bad Wolves, bands like that. And we really, really loved what he was doing in his studio and how he worked on the songs that he did for us. And we just approached him because we were going to go with another friend of mine who works on fucking even bigger names than most anybody I know. And he was just jam packed, a little busy, and it didn't feel quite right. So we stuck with Josh, asked him to finish the record for us. I'm not gonna say he was reluctant, but he was kind of like, "Oh my god, I already have so much on my table." But he did it. It's fucking mind blowing. It's one of the best works of art I've ever created personally, for sure.
Yeah. So Josh Gilbert, like he was saying, was originally with As I Lay Dying. For you guys that don't know, he was the bass player and also did the clean vocals for As I Lay Dying. And since then, he's no longer with As I Lay Dying, and he's now with Spiritbox, which I'm sure a lot of people have heard of. He's now playing bass for them. Now, the funny thing is I've yet to hear a track. I haven't been keeping up as much as I used to, but I haven't heard a track with Spiritbox with him doing any vocals yet. But I know he's there playing bass. I think that'd be interesting to see if they do that. But I mean that's awesome, man. It's great that you're in that location because you have access to so many great resources. Ton of big bands are out that way. Ton of great studios. A ton of great studios ran by great musicians. So that's awesome that you were able to access that. And like you said, that track. You said it took you 10 years, and man, it is a really well done track. You can tell that there was a lot of time and effort put into it. It doesn't feel like it was slapped together. There were definitely some like really, really cool highlighted areas in it. The solos were killer. Vocals were killer. The overall sound was clean and mixed very well. So, I mean, very well done, man. That's all I got to say about it. Just very well done
Thank you.
track.
We couldn't be more grateful to like so when we were working on the album, we picked producers that we felt would do the songs we were writing justice. Um, and Frank, I know he's a big time, prog fan. He's really into bands like Dream Theater and Faith No More, which that's how we bonded, how we became really good friends. Was we're both big Faith No More fans. And when I threw him this song, I told him I was like, "This is gonna sound like a mess." I'm gonna be honest because there's so much going on. There's groove metal, there's death metal, there's deathcore. There's this weird 7/8 timing part, and then the whole song starts off with this 13 count beat that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, and I was like, but you're the guy. I know your love of this kind of music, and I know that we're gonna figure out how to make this awesome. And when we finished the rudimentary rhythms and everything for it, and I sent that off to Belisario from Cattle, and I sent it over to Riley. Everyone was like, "Dude, I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but I want to be a part of this." And every single person adding their flavor and their little niche thing was amazing. It was like icing on an already awesome cake that I couldn't be more grateful for every single person who worked on this track.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, just all I can say is mission success. It's a great track.
Thank you.
And let me go ahead and wrap you up with this. Where do you primarily like to have people come and find you? Are you Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all the above? Give us some words to follow.
We are on Facebook. It's Contortion the Band. We're far more active. We're definitely more of an Instagram band, which is Contortion Official. I think we have a Twitter that we never use, which is also Contortion Official. And our bass player is supposed to be doing stuff on TikTok, but I don't think that's working out so well at the moment. So mostly you can get a hold of us on Instagram almost instantaneously. I think three of us are always on there, networking, talking to people, posting things. So that's where you can find anything and everything we're doing.
Awesome. Yeah. And again, I'm gonna plug this all night, and I'm telling everyone in advance, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. If ever you want to find any of the bands and you don't know where to go, you can't remember where to go to the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. You will find all these guys, and then follow them from. Sorry, let me back up. You can click on their band in that playlist and go directly to their personal band Spotify's, and then the sky's the limit from there. You can hunt them down. So I like to plug that in. But again, Contortion, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for providing us with a badass track. I really enjoyed all the different flavors you threw into that track. Definitely appreciated it. And it was just a great way to start off the show, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you for having us.
All right. With that said, I'm going to do a couple quick shout outs, and then we're going to move on to the next band, because I do see a name I haven't seen in a while, and I'm probably going to say his username wrong, but I'm thinking it's Rescue Fox, maybe. If I'm not mistaken, that must be my friend Ryan. If it is, just say something, Ryan. You Fox. Okay. Yeah. He a friend of mine. Glad to see he made it to the show. That's awesome. Appreciate it. All right. With that said, I'm gonna scroll through real quick. Want to see if I need to do any other shout outs. I better get my language in check. I think my mom is in here as well. All right. If my mom is in here, hey mom, sorry. All right. With that said, we're gonna move on to the next band. We have Kindly Shut Up, and I'm not telling anyone to shut up. That's the name of the band. So why don't you go ahead and unmute yourself, Paul? Give us a little bit of insight into the track and your band, and I'll get it queued up while you do so.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah, we're a two-piece band from Florida, Fort Myers, like 2 hours south of Tampa. When we play live, we just do guitar, I do vocals, then we have drums and vocals. But on the recording here, I play the bass on it also. But we're just a mix of a bunch of different styles, and this is our first time recording it ourselves. And our drummer recorded most of it, mixed it all actually himself, and yeah, I think it came out pretty good. It's hard to follow that last song.
Oh no, you're fine, man.
Hope you all like it.
Yeah. So again, for all those that's new to the show, we play every flavor that I can get my hands on. So I'm anxious to hear what you brought. It sounds like you brought a little different flavor than what we just listened to, which is great. That's what keeps this show from becoming boring. Because if it all sounded like zeros and ones from start to finish, we'd get bored, and I probably wouldn't be doing this anymore. But with that said, thank you for that intro. Let me go ahead and get us over there. We're going to play this track, and then we'll hop back into Discord, and we'll have some questions for you guys. So here we go. Let me get us over there, and this is Kindly Shut Up, and the track is In My Eyes, Through My Mind, and Out My Mouth. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, Paul, hop back in Discord. I have some questions for you, man. And I got some things to say. Want to be heard. All right, so I'm gonna show my age a little bit, and everyone, please feel free to chime in. I'm gonna say a band name. I'm gonna see if anyone's ever heard of them before. Has anyone ever heard of Acid Bath? Okay.
Yeah, I have.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. There were a ton of moments in that track where I was like, "Holy hell, that sounds like Acid Bath." I don't know if it was the
Hell
way,
yeah!
yeah, I don't know if it was the mix, or if it was some of the riffs, or what it was, but instrumentally, I was like, dude, that reminds me so much of Acid Bath. It's pretty cool. I'm kind of really thrilled that you brought this. I don't know if anyone was watching my face when the first minute went through. I was kind of smiling and trying not to smile too much, but it was really cool, kind of nostalgic, but it definitely had some modern flair to it as well. And for a home recording, it was done well, man. I do like it. It definitely fits the style you went with. You know, if you guys were like super modern, sometimes those home mixes like that can't lend to it as much. But what you guys are doing, it works great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was watching chat, and I'm scrolling back through chat right now too, because I want to touch on some of the things there. You know, everyone enjoyed it. Jenny, the song would make me destroy my neck live. Pillow 4203, head banging right now. Bryce, kids like us, mosh riffs. And then, of course, everyone saying yes, they heard of Acid Bath. So let me ask you this, Paul: is Acid Bath someone you are familiar with?
Yeah, but not super familiar. Like, it's a band that I've like heard back in the day when a couple of friends played it, but I never really had their album and stuff. More recently, I checked them out more. Like, they're hard to find on YouTube, but yeah, like I think people compare us to them because they kind of go back and forth. They're like one of the original bands that did like clean vocals and harsh vocals, and I mean we're you know we're in our 40s, so like we grew up on all the old styles of music and stuff like that. But yeah, that's why we wanted like a natural sounding recording, and we didn't use any samples and uh, triggers and stuff like that. But
It sounded great, man. And just I just want to go ahead and just give some the rest of the people listening, especially those that aren't familiar with acid bath. So some people haven't heard of acid bath, but I guarantee you that you have. If you haven't, you've heard of the other bands that spun off of acid bath. And if I'm not mistaken, it was Sammy. He spun off and ended up doing Goat Whore, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, correct me in chat if I'm wrong. And then Dax Riggs was the vocalist, and we all know Dax Riggs solo stuff. And I want to say he did was it Dead Boy and Elephant Man or something like that. That was Dax. And just some more fun facts. They're actually from the region of Louisiana that I'm originally from, so they're hometown heroes for me. So that's really cool. Oh yeah, and Ryan, Agents of Oblivion as well. Yes, that was another spinoff. But yeah, all those bands I just mentioned spun off of originally Acid Bath. And if you still don't know who Acid Bath is, I guarantee you when you walk through a record store or went to some metal show where they had art, if they were the band that used the John Wayne Gacy prison paintings as their album cover. So I know all of you have seen or heard of them and just may not have known that's who they were. So yeah, just wanted to throw that in. But again, Paul, back to you. Great track. I'm thrilled you brought a home studio recording, because it shows how well they can come out, and especially if it's in a style that it works with, it's great. I love what you're doing. Do you guys have any new material coming out soon, or is this your most recent material that you're releasing now?
yeah, we just released the album that song is on back in October, and yeah, we're starting to jam on some new songs, but nothing's gonna come out anytime soon. But yeah, you can find that album. There's 10 songs on it. It's on Spotify and YouTube and Bandcamp, everything else.
Nice. And just to piggyback off of what he said, I literally just played his track from the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. It's already on there, so if you guys get lost along the way, find Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist, you'll find him, and then again, click his band and you'll find him. With that said, Paul, thank you very much for showing up. Thank you for bringing us an awesome track that everyone enjoyed. And I will say this as well for everyone, all the bands that are here. This isn't a one-hit wonder show. Keep in touch with me if you guys have more tracks coming out or more tracks you want us to listen to. Hit me up. We'll get you back on the show. I tend to try and get new bands first dibs, but if I can't fill a slot, we'll always bring back alumni. So keep in touch, Paul, okay?
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah, man, and enjoy the rest of the bands tonight. Okay, with that said, let's go ahead and move on to the next band, which is Induced Euphoria, and I have Bryce.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah, hey, and so real quick, just to plug Bryce in a little bit extra, Bryce is one of those examples of bands that come back. Bryce is one of those guys that shows up to every show, Banger Wednesday show, and he's bailed me out a couple of times because bands drop last minute. I hit him up, hey man, you got a track you want us to play? And then he always says yes, and he shows up. So here he is. Go ahead, Bryce. You have the floor.
Hey, what's up? It's so good to be back. I mean, y'all guys should definitely tune in every week. I find new bands all the time. I found a guy that I really like from him, and I mean, there's just so much good music here. I mean, I can't speak higher of this content that he's putting out. But this track, this will be my third time on. I've had two bands before this, Shunned and Sons of Thunder, and this track is actually, some of y'all may have heard the drummer from this. He plays in Through the Eyes of the Dead and My Bitter End. He's the drummer in this project, and the vocalist is from a Christian band called Hard Look. But this song is about Xanax addiction, and he and I both kind of went through that, and we kind of put the lyrics together, so we thought it was kind of a good thing kind of cool project that we put together. And this was all recorded right here behind me, minus the vocals and the drums. The drums were actually recorded at Backyard Boogie Recordings, which is owned by the guys from The Last 10 Seconds of Life and this guy, Michael from My Bitter End and Through the Eyes of the Dead. So I really hope y'all enjoy it, and hope that y'all visit it on Spotify and iTunes, whatever y'all stream on. So I hope y'all enjoy it.
Yeah, very well said, Bryce. All right. He kind of took all the words out of my mouth for me. So we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to throw you guys over to that track and we're going to check it out. This is Induced Euphoria, and here we go. All right. So, Bryce, first off, I want to thank you for not calling me out on being an idiot. First off, because I'm sitting here and I'm introducing you with the band Induced Euphoria, and correct me if I'm wrong, that was actually the name of the track.
Yeah, the project's actually called The Trash Coast. It's from Borderlands.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, dude, I'm a total jackass, and this guy was kind enough not to call me out. So I'll call myself out. So, yeah, the band is The Trash Coast.
I was kind enough not to call me out. So I'll call.
You got me coming
Oh,
back.
sorry.
You're all good. You're all good. So, let's see. While I get my thoughts back in order.
Sorry.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good. It happens. So, Contortionist 1.
Oh, yeah.
He counted. He was calling out those kicks, which were pretty intense, man. I was tempted a few times in camera just to act like I was, popping off my machine gun while those things were going off.
Oh, yeah.
That was great, man. No, it was a great song. I was sitting here trying to and I hate doing this. it by using this word. I was trying to label you, put you in a subgenre. But I really couldn't put my finger on it. What would you say your subgenre classification is?
So probably a huge influence for me. I love Buster Odom. Whenever I mix and master, every time I do anything, I think of him. What would he do? You know, that's kind of the mentality. I mean, he's one of my favorite producers, probably. And as far as songwriting goes, I'm a huge fan of Michael Keane. I know he's not very liked in the scene, but I love The Faceless. I love the stuff he's done. I guess like guitar wise, when I write guitar riffs and stuff for these songs, I guess I try to separate myself from that because a lot of this stuff I've had for a while, kind of like you talked about some of your recycled riffs and stuff that's from the past, but a lot of this I'm just trying to piece together and because I've had these drum tracks. Honestly, I've had these drum tracks for like 3 years. I've been sitting on them. And as you can imagine, with writing for multiple other projects, it's kind of I'm in 3 other projects outside of this one, and it's just kind of hard to prioritize because this has more sentimental value than any of the other projects for me, for sure.
Makes sense given the story you told us. It definitely does. And you know, as you're talking, I'm sitting there because I really want to put my finger on what it kind of reminded me of, and I think I'm kind of starting to land in the area of the song. Kind of really reminded me of some North European kind of melodic metal. You know,
Absolutely.
like maybe some of the things that you hear out of some of the Norwegian bands, or you know, Icelandic bands. That's what it kind of reminds me.
It's funny. Have you ever heard of Stuart Near? It's the guys from Viljarda. Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah, I've heard of them. Yes.
Yeah, so they're a huge influence for me. I mean, that whole area. I mean, I just love everything that they do. I love the sound they create, and I get checked a lot in the other projects. Obviously, you've heard the different sounds through the projects. I get checked a lot, but this one has kind of been. I've been able to be free. I'm the only influence on the music writing, and everything you hear in that is all guitar. There's no synth. There's no keyboards. There's no MIDI. There's nothing. Everything is guitar. It's all tracked.
Yeah, I love that, man. And I'm proud of myself. See, I do this show because I like to think I know what I'm talking about, and there we go, another example. I nailed it.
You prove it every week. I mean,
I know, man. It's funny. I go back and watch the show sometimes just to make sure I didn't do anything stupid, so I don't repeat it. And then it's like I look and I'm like, hey, you were actually dead on with that one. Good job, dude. Pat myself on the back. Move on. But yeah, but great, man. I'm really glad that in this band, like you said, you are getting to do what you want to do, because as musicians, that's one of the biggest, most important things about being a musician. You express who you are through your music, and the more you let that go into your music, normally the better the music is. So and the better you feel too. So I'm really happy for you that you're getting to do that. Especially if you said in the other bands you kind of felt restricted and whatnot. So it's really cool that you're able to really just let go on this band.
Oh, absolutely. And again, I want to shout out those 2 guys. Chris Johnson, he's a vocalist from Hard Look. Well, I say vocalist. He writes all the music in a Christian band called Hard Look. They're really good. And of course, Michael Rain. He's I don't know if y'all have heard his projects, but he's like in Proceeding on Your Way to Bolivia, Circuits of Suns. He drummed for the Zenith Passage, and currently, and he's been in Through the Eyes of Dead for a long time. And of course, My Bitter End, MySpace legends. So
nice, man, nice. So again, I don't have any more questions in chat, and I think I expended all of my godlike brains on guessing your genre like down to the T. So why don't you go ahead and tell us where we can find this band, where you kind of promote yourself the most so they can find you.
Okay, so this is mostly everything is done through Facebook. I have to manage like 5 band pages, so I do everything through Facebook. I think that's the easiest way to find us. I'll post a link in chat, and I really would appreciate if everybody would follow this, because we are going to be releasing an EP later this year, and we've got some pretty interesting stuff in the works. And I think that everybody will enjoy it if they like that type of music. I mean, but if y'all would follow us on Facebook, again, it's the Trash Coast. I'll post a link on in chat so y'all can see that.
Yep, definitely. And again, I'm gonna say it all night. If you get lost along the way and you don't know where to find him, he will be findable. I don't think that's a word. He will be. His band can be found on the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. I'll have.
And they should follow that just because if you want to discover new music, this is the place. This is the place to do it.
You know,
lots of great.
Thank you, Bryce. Thank you for that plug, because now you gave me a segue to say what I wanted to say next. And that's one of the greatest things about the Spotify playlist and the show in general. You know, we don't confine ourselves to a certain subgenre of metal on the show, and the playlist is no different. So unlike other playlists out there, if you go click on the metalcore playlist, you're going to get slammed in the face by metalcore for however long, or gent, or whatever. You go to this playlist, and Bryce, you can attest. You will go everywhere from punk down to the black face paint and worshiping Satan and sacrificing babies. If that's your thing, it's on there. We go A to Z, so it's not boring by any stretch.
It definitely gets extremely weird. There's some bands that are so awesome.
Yeah, great playlist. Yeah. So again, Bryce, thanks for helping me out tonight, filling in a slot since we had a band drop last minute. And thanks again for bringing us a great track. And again,
absolutely thank you so much for having me, man.
Yeah, and I'm super stoked you're getting to really put yourself out there with this band. That's great. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and move on to the last band I have set up for tonight. Tonight we have When Legions Fall, and we have Jenny, Holly, and Austin.
Hey.
All right. Hey, guys. Go ahead and give us a little bit to chew on. Who's the band? What's this track about? Give us some tidbits.
We are When Legions Fall. So we're kind of a baby band. This is a freshman project for us. We've all been around the scene for way longer than I'd like to say. But my drummer Austin messaged me at the end of COVID. I know we all know that COVID was horrible on us musicians. So many projects just fell through and we really didn't know what to do. And he messaged me and asked if I knew anybody that was looking to sing for a project. And I'm like, me, dude. So we've been through a couple different iterations. Unfortunately, we did lose the way and kind of dusted ourselves off and picked ourselves up. And we are the 5-piece that we are today. And we just released our EP, Echoes of Human Existence. This is a video for that song. This is Anti-Hero. It was shot by Tyler White at Red Owl Media. This guy is absolutely top notch. He was so great to work with. The whole process was seamless. It was so much fun. It was recorded at GCR Studio right here in Buffalo. Mr. Fred Betchen, again, amazing person to work with. Anything else you guys want to add? We're just super proud of, the EP and the video going forward and all the new things that we're starting to get to do as we're figuring out who we are.
I mean, you pretty much nailed everything on the head. But yeah, like when it was coming to a point where it was just Ted and I and another guy named Jeff, it was getting to the point where we couldn't find anybody. And I'm like, all right, I know someone that I know knows somebody because she knows fucking everybody. So I messaged Jenny and I said, hey, I know you're involved in something, but you know anybody looking? And we got together and we built, she really helped mold what we are now into what we were able to accomplish now. And with this, getting into the studio and getting in touch with all these people, and I tell you what, she saved this band, really.
Come on, dude.
No.
Stuff about myself. You guys are awesome.
You can't. But so her coming on, it really helped really shape and find exactly what our identity is, and this video for Anti-Hero, it really just kind of proves that we definitely found ourselves, and like we are absolutely, totally, completely proud of this, and yeah.
Holly, you wanted to chime in? I saw your little portrait blinking.
Oh no, I just agree with everything.
she's easy.
Everything for me.
Yeah, just ditto.
We're so cheesy. We just love each other so much. It's so
That's great.
stupid.
Yeah, that's great. You guys have a good chemistry going on. You guys are
we do.
vibing. You guys are putting together stuff. You guys are really super proud. I'll be the judge of how proud you should be. No, I'm just messing. I'm sure it's great.
Well, we hope you love it. And
Yeah.
2024 is definitely going to be our year. We're
right.
going 440 into it.
All right. So with that said, then let's go ahead and let me get us thrown over there. We're gonna check this out again. This is a video, so make sure you guys have your eyes on Twitch so you can enjoy it. And we're gonna check out the track and come back and do some more chit chat. So here we go. This is When Legions Fall, Anti-Hero or Anti-Hero.
You needed someone to guide you through dark nights, empty days. I was your light at the end, but all it did was burn me out and wear me thin. Don't know who I am. If I tear off both my wings, turn my back and walk away from everything, bleeding out your lifeline, waiting for someone to come save you. How strange is this indifference? Empty words, broken dreams, forced again to try and navigate a world where I won't know your face. Don't know who I am. If you tear off both my wings, now I want to run away from everything, bleeding out your lifeline, waiting for someone to come save you. I've nothing left to offer. Let me go so that I can sleep at night. I gave it all away to you, and now there's nothing left for me to have. I gave it all away to you, and now there's nothing left for me to have. I gave it all away to you, and now there's nothing left for me to have. These moments are fleeting. I can't find the meaning. These moments are fleeting. I can't find the meaning.
All right, guys. All right, let me pull back over everyone into Discord here. I got things to say. Okay. All right. So,
Be gentle.
oh no, this is all good stuff. Oh wait, hang on a second here. We have an ad break in progress. That's no fun. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stall for a second because I did not realize we had an ad break coming in. So I'm gonna wait for everyone to get back in.
Dude, your mom likes us.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, she back whenever I was actually gigging, that was shoot 13 years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, her and my dad would come to every gig, and we're playing in these
Aw.
nasty hole in the wall
Man,
bars.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, playing our nasty metal music that they have no clue what we're saying, but they still show up. Yeah,
That's
they,
awesome.
they liked getting out of the house that much, I guess.
I'm jealous. My mom would never come to one of my shows. Even if she still lives here, she would never come to one of my shows. My dad come to one.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, good. I see you play once. It's all right. I'm good.
And looks like everyone's back from the ad break that kind of snuck up on me. I didn't see it coming. My bad, everyone, but we waited for you. All right, so now I'm gonna start my questions with guesses. I'm going to guess that you did all your guitars were actually mic'd cabinets. Is that a yes or no?
That is a yes. Unfortunately, neither of our guitarists are in the room right now. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Metal Teddy, who's in the chat, is actually our guitarist.
Oh wait,
You
you
said
said
no.
no.
Oh,
That was
Metal
Don't
deceptive.
listen to me.
That was deceptive. Then that's a really good plug-in. Then, because if you don't mind, chat type in what did you guys do? So if it was a DI, what modelers were you using? Okay, so one of them
yeah.
was a mic. Okay.
Yeah.
So half right.
Yeah. So I was about to say I know somebody was mic'd. It's like, don't make me look like a fool now. I've been on a run. But with that said, I will say one thing, and I know a lot of people in chat mentioned it, that the guitars. I love the guitars. That's enough scrolling. I know people like the guitars, and that's what I wanted to comment on, because what a lot of bands nowadays like to do, and we were guilty of it too back in the day. You would plug your guitar into the amp, and you would literally turn every freaking knob up to the high heavens and max them out, including the distortion, right? And I appreciate that you guys clearly did not do that, and that's why you guys had so much clarity, and you could really appreciate the chunks and the chugs whenever they were there. So I do applaud you guys on going that route, and that's definitely what allowed you guys to have such a great sounding mix that was very clean, and you could literally hear everything. And I see someone commenting on Holly's bass for that reason right there. And see, I was going that direction, so I'm glad he commented on it. So again, another thing people don't realize is guitars and bass are supposed to share the spectrum and not overlap each other. And again, I could hear it in the mix that you guys definitely let the frequencies of the bass live in that section, and the guitars lived in their proper sections, and that's why, or frequencies I should say, and that's why, again, it was a super clean sounding mix. I loved it a lot. Now that I've given all the guitar players, and the bass player their glory, drums, again, same thing, because you guys balanced out your frequencies with the guitars and the bass. It allowed the drums to cut through clearly where they needed to. Very well done, very clean. The drummer's obviously talented as well. So again, great
I
there.
appreciate that.
Yes, it was great,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you.
Great.
Much
Now,
appreciated.
oh yeah, you deserve it, man. Now, with that said, vocals, saved you for last.
Oh God.
All right. Take everybody else out the mix and just listen to your vocals. Clearly, you're talented. Clearly, you're great. Okay. We know that you killed it. But as a band, all those other things I just said allowed you to really shine in the mix, and especially that you guys are a female-fronted band. In the metal world, what makes those bands unique and so interesting to listen to, which a lot of people don't realize, is that contrast. You know, whenever you're hearing metal instruments playing, your ears are kind of attuned to hearing, you know, these really scratchy, deep metal vocals. But your voice is so clean, so clear, and on a different frequency, I guess, than most vocalists. That contrast really shines. It really makes the whole band kind of go to another level, because now you're covering so many ends of the spectrum, so to speak. It's not like y'all are living on one spectrum of harsh, nasty, dirty stuff. You guys are kind of covering everything. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I said a lot of stuff, and I tried to be like really super like professional about it, but all that to say, it was an amazing mix. You guys sound awesome. It's definitely a different flavor than what we've had on the show as well. We don't get female vocalists fronted bands often, and here you guys are, and it was just a little different subgenre too. The last female fronted band we had was they were Norwegian metal. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, so
Oh, wow.
so you guys kind of brought a different flavor of female fronted, you know, metal. And so you know what? Let me shut up for a second. Chat, you got anything to ask these people, or do you guys in the band?
Thank you for all that, by the way. We truly appreciate it.
Yeah, much appreciated, brother.
Very nice.
But yeah, how about you, Bryce? You got anything to say to these people? I know Bryce likes to talk sometimes.
Buffalo, New York.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yes, we are on Spotify.
Yes.
Go ahead, Bryce. I'm not hearing you, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, he can't hear you.
Nope. You broke it.
But I'm going by what you said though until he can.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
I love that we all like. Everyone's got their sound, their tones, and everything all like locked in, and the way we all, believe it or not, all five of us come from like different types of different backgrounds and influences, and it just the way it all meshes together and all blends together. Just I can't be any more proud of us and everyone else involved.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It really comes out really well.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, I can tell you talk about the different backgrounds. I can tell you've probably been mostly metal your whole career, probably in writing.
Yeah. I grew up on like I was born like 2 months after Ride the Lightning was. I grew up a lot of the old school thrash metal and whatnot. But growing up, as metal progressed, I just kind of took a lot of that in and worked different things into that, like into my drumming
And so Bryce, he went to chat instead. He said, "If you
hear me?
Hey, there he is. No, ahead.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, hell yeah. No, it was absolutely awesome, and I think y'all should post y'all's links. If y'all have a link tree or whatever, seriously, I'll follow you.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll follow you back, man. Absolutely. We
was a
were
blast.
actually pretty stoked about that, finding other people that, just love to do what we love to do.
That's the best part of this, huh?
I think so. I love finding new music, and especially, you go through like the same, quote unquote channels to find bands. You're not really finding the gems. Like you're just, because I mean, we're trying to get our stuff out there, and it's really hard to do so. Everybody wants this amount of dollars and that amount of dollars, and like they just keep regurgitating. Now, mind you, some pretty talented bands, but they keep regurgitating the same bands over and over again that have all of this spotlight already. I want to find the bands in other cities that I've never heard before that play at all their local bars and tear it down. Dude, that's who I want to find.
See, that's what I think is great about this Forge 84 is I've always been kind of super close-minded as far as like music goes, and it started to become monotonous. I was starting to hear all the same bands, same type of music. I'm playing the same genre of these people, and you're on the same channels, you're on the same streams, you're on the same. It's just gets redundant, and I think that this is so refreshing because it's kind of opened my eyes to like, hey, well, there's a lot more out there than what you're continuously doing on a daily basis. Like this has been so refreshing, and that's why I've been coming back week to week for Forge 84. Even if I'm at work, I'll listen to it.
Oh, I'm absolutely. This is my deal. Every
For sure.
Wednesday, I'll be here listening
It's
with you
sick.
guys.
Y'all should definitely come back for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, coming back. I subscribed. So I subscribed earlier.
Oh, thanks
So-
for that, man. Appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah, no problem. It's like really cool, like different, and I do like being, a different flavor and like finding other different flavors. And as long as it's under the umbrella of metal, that's just badass.
Well, you're at the right place because it's we have everything under the umbrella, and just to kind of piggyback on some of the stuff you guys were talking about, that's been one of the really really super cool things about doing the show. Not for me, but just the fact that I could see it happening. We've had a bunch of bands that I kept in touch with, and they told me after the show they made connections with some of the other bands that were on the same shows, and now I know there's one band that's actually going to travel like a state or two over. They're going to play for one of the other bands that was on the same episode. They're going to play in their album release party. There's a few other bands that I know that are trying to set up their their tours, and they have been reaching out to the bands on the episodes, and they're getting connections to stop over in those cities. It's just been an amazing way to network, and that was kind of what I was hoping what would happen. Obviously I wanted people to listen to all this great music, but I really wanted it to actually turn into something that helped lift all the bands up.
Create a community.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Exactly. And we have one of the best communities out there. Metal gets such a bad rap because I said it a little while ago when I was talking about A to Z. People in the mainstream or other genres, the minute they hear metal, they immediately think, black and white face paint and Satan worshiping and just and that's metal. But there's there's so many flavors of metal that they're missing out on.
I find some people see a chick and they're like, oh, like they just like they're like, oh, well, what is this? They're like, oh, that's what that is. And I'm like, yes, you can find this great medium where it's not operatic, and I'm not growling or screaming. We're trying to carve out this little niche, and it's wonderful that you're doing things like this, because otherwise, how would people know? Like, I think we're doing something that other people aren't doing, and again, I'm proud of it because we're doing that and finding, guys like you that are just like, hey, let me help out the little guy. We are so grateful for the opportunity to do this with you today.
Yes, thank you.
And you just reminded me of one question too. So you mentioned something about operatic and whatnot. What is your background?
So super funny. I started off in a metal band in 2003. It was my first band ever, and metal was my first love. A couple years later, I got an offer to join a shoegaze project, and was signed to Project Records out of Manhattan with a project called Tearwave. I was with them for about 3 years. So it was great because I really had a chance to hone my voice and find some other things out and sing in this like angelic, like ethereal way. And then I was like, you know what? I miss metal, but the knowledge that I gained and the extra skills that I gained was what kind of formed me into who I am. And then listen, I consider myself very polyamorous. Like I listen to everything that I can get my hands on, and then try to incorporate that into the things that I do, because I want to sing what I love to listen to.
Yeah, and that was part of the reason why I was asking the question. I was like, I mean, clearly you we're in the metal community for a while, but I would catch subtle hints in your vocal melodies and whatnot that kind of hinted towards you've had some experience elsewhere. Because when you've been in the metal business long enough and you hear other female leads, they're these certain things you expect, and they kind of stay in those lanes. And I noticed you kind of were kind of skipping out of those lanes and doing some other things, which were really cool and kind of showed your range. So that's why I wanted to ask that question before you got away.
Oh, I lost you.
Oh, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Lost you for a second.
Okay. But yeah, just again, just complimenting your range. I could tell that you've had some broader experience than just in metal, so I just wanted to touch on that real quick.
I appreciate all that. These bandmates that I have that create this music that allow me to do this amazing thing that I get to do and continue to get to do. It's what they write. It just digs its way into my heart and pulls it out of me. So I mean, I couldn't tell you what notes I'm singing. I have no idea whatsoever. No technical prowess, nothing. It's just they bring the best out of me, and they drag it out of my soul, and then it just comes out of my mouth.
Yep. You guys
Thanks,
have,
guys.
That's also pretty reciprocated too, because she brings out the best in us too. Like I know me personally, and I know me personally. Like as far as drumming goes, she's allowed me to, discover different things that I didn't think I could do on the drums, but here I am doing them. So, I mean, that's definitely reciprocated. We all like kind of boost each other up one way or another, and that's also what keeps this like such a well-oiled machine. So we're all just really writing for ourselves, writing for each other, and we're gonna keep it going.
Yeah. So you said this was off of an EP that is out or is coming out?
Holly, you want to take that?
Sure. It's already out, and we're on all the streaming platforms. We have 3 songs, and yeah.
So what's the plan? Just to keep promoting this for a while? Are you guys still writing, or what's
100% writing.
Okay. And plans to release a full length album, or just to release more singles, or what's the plan?
I mean, I'd like to do a full length. Ted's kind of, saying that these days we lean towards singles. I mean, I'll lean towards the trends as long as we get to release music. It's fine with me.
Yeah. So and I see him chime in singles. Yeah, and
That's
that
a good attitude to have.
Yeah, that's what a lot of the streaming platforms are really pushing musicians to do. They, there's a lot of algorithmic math to it that, if you constantly release singles more often than you do an album, you keep your level of interest high, you get more listens, yada yada yada. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense that would be a way to go. But but I'm gonna say this: the chemistry you guys have is awesome. The way you guys are clearly pushing each other and bringing the best out of each other is working great. Don't change anything other than keep trying. And I'm looking forward to hear more stuff from you guys. So whenever you start dropping some more stuff, just keep in touch with me. Maybe we can get you guys back on here for sure.
100%. And Pillow, I love you.
Yeah.
You've been stroking my ego for a minute. I love you.
Yeah. Yes, Pillow. Thank you for joining, and thank you for supporting all these bands, man. That's awesome. With that said, I don't really have much else to say on you guys. Do you guys have anything else you want to say?
We just have 2 shows coming up. Quick plug.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's what this is for. Plug it in.
Which thank you so much for having us. Like, amazing experience. But we have 2 shows coming up at the Mohawk Place, which is in downtown Buffalo. So if you're near Buffalo, or if you want to take a road trip in March or April, or both, come on up. We have a show called Burt Fest, March 8th, which is with a bunch of great bands. And then April 6th, we're playing Monster Mayhem with another set of great bands. So if y'all want to come up, that'd be awesome. If not, you could support us on our social medias and YouTube and all that. And,
Just come say hi to us.
Yeah.
We're super friendly. We like people.
And to piggyback on what she said, if you can't make it to the show, go follow them on Spotify. Go listen to their music on all the platforms. Show them love that way if you can't make it. And with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping this up with a bow. so everyone can get to bed at a decent hour because most of us have regular day jobs. Again, every band tonight will be featured on the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. This video obviously is live on Twitch right now, but wave to everyone in the future of YouTube. I will pull this off of Twitch whenever they say my time is up, and I will upload it onto YouTube for it to live for the rest of eternity for you guys to check out. So again, you can find the bands there through the YouTube description. I'll make sure that's there. And Bo, are you still in chat? I'm gonna plug something else real quick if Bo's still here. He may have had to get to bed. He's an old soul. Okay, I haven't seen him yet. He may have to go. But, you know, for all you planning to come back to watch another episode, we are going to make a little bit of a template change, format change, so to speak. We'll probably reduce the number of bands per show and really dig in deep to each band and their tracks. We're going to introduce some more content. Bo is going to be a part of a co-host panel that I'm putting together. It'll be 3 of us total. That'll be kind of co-hosting the show. We're going to introduce some metal-inspired games to get the chat involved. I'm working on some things to maybe roll out some free merch for winners of the games. We're just definitely trying to push the fact that, one, we're here to listen to bands and have fun, but we want well, let me back up. We're here to push the bands, learn about them, promote them, raise them up, but we also want to make sure that everyone's having fun, including everyone in chat. So we're going to try and do some things to integrate them even more in the show. So be prepared for that. In the next few weeks, we'll roll it out. And again, thank you everyone for showing up tonight. Again, another great show. Nothing but great tracks. Nothing but great people. And I'm thrilled. You know, every Wednesday just seems to get better and better. And with that said, we will be back here. Yeah, thank you guys. And with that said, we will be back here next Wednesday, same time, same place. So please remember to go down here in Twitch. Wait, where's my hand at? Somewhere is, I don't know, like right there-ish. Hit the follow button. That way you get the alert and reminder to join the show. And I hope to see you guys all back. And what we're going to do is now is I'm going to go and I'm going to find some random band on the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. And I'm going to play everyone out of here. So again, thank you, bands. Thank you, everyone in the audience that showed up on Twitch. And I hope to see all of you back next Wednesday. So you guys have a good night. Stay safe. Keep banging your heads. And here we go. Let's see who the lucky band is tonight on the playlist. All right. And have a good night, everybody.
You as well.
Come on.